We're at the ruins of Troy today. The tour guide said not to expect too much, but I feel like it was still pretty good using your imagination, especially if you're like a big Greek mythology fan like I am.
So these are mostly ruins of the famed walls of Troy that the Greeks laid siege on. But we don't know if the stories of the Iliad and Helen and Paris are true, but we do know that there was a war between the Greeks and the Trojans. And over here is the altar where they would sacrifice animals to the gods.
It's the original Trojan horse, guys. Why wouldn't it be? Of course it has the windows, because they're for the soldiers to breathe. We're inside the belly of the beast. Troy is not gonna know what hit you. There's another ladder. Alright. This feels like a tree house. From a giant block in your luggage. My question is, what do you do once the plant starts poking out? Now we're in an ancient mental hospital where they would use hydrotherapy, dream analysis, so pretty almost modern stuff.
So here's a corridor where the patients would listen to the sound of running water to calm them, and then people would whisper affirmations from these little holes overhead, like, "You will get well soon." It's really impressive how large and spacious this hospital was, because even by modern standards, if it was fully restored, I feel like it would be really luxurious and just a really soothing place to stay while you're trying to get better.
Anyone fancy an algae bath? I hear music. Where's it coming from? A little spooky, if I'm gonna be honest. Just a ghost of mental patients past.
allegedly stayed in this little house during the last few years of her life. So the way this works is that you tie like a cloth or a tissue to the wall and then you make a wish. And if your wish comes true, then you have to come back and untie it, or else you'll have bad luck. So, guess I have to come back.
So many cats.
So cute.
So many. Are they all straight?
Ephesus was the fourth largest city in ancient Greece and had over 250,000 people in it, according to estimates, as well as the Temple of Artemis, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. But now the temple is just like, there's only one column remaining because it was unfortunately destroyed. However, it still has really amazing buildings in it, and it's really well preserved and restored, in my opinion. Just looking at it and walking around in it, you can really imagine how grand and splendid it must have been when it was at its height.
Hi, Gabby. Okay. So today we're in the city of Ephesus, and it used to have about like 250,000 people living here. So it was like a really big city back in the day. I actually think it's even better than like the Olympics or like the Parthenon in Greece, because it's like a really big area that they have like open to the tourists. So it's really immersive. It feels like you step into a time capsule and you're like in the ancient world again. So the way that the like Greek columns work is that they're kind of like Legos. So here's some that are protruding, and here are some that are receding, and they like fit into each other, just like Legos. It's amazing that they can stand for 2,000 years this way. Oh, so narrow. People were smaller in those days. There's a never-ending stream of tourists coming out. When will I get my chance? Okay, finally, got the chance. Let's check this baby out. The ceiling's rather low. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, it's getting hot. Maybe because I was climbing those steps. I took off my coat, but I didn't want to take off my hat because I'm sure my hair is going to be a complete mess.
This lentil soup, chicken, star pepper, vegetarian, moussaka, and bulgur rice, and white rice, beef goulash. Excuse me.
This one woman cooks the entire menu at this restaurant, and I think it was the best meal I had on the trip. So this basilica is thought to have the tomb of St. John the Apostle, and he came here with Mary during their travels.